I'm about 89% sure, for 2016, 17, and beyond, it's probably my last game.
Steve was the very first person to call me after my release in Minnesota, very first person. And, he just told me he wanted me to come here and I would be able to be myself. That was the biggest thing, honestly, that drew me here. He was like, you can go to this place, that place, but would they let you be yourself? If you become a Baltimore Raven, you're going to be able to play like Mike wants to play. Coming from him, that just drove it home.
He was one of the many reasons why I decided to come here. And throughout the free agent process, talking to him on the phone and kind of getting a vibe of what the Ravens organization is all about. And it's been nothing but a special moment to come to work every day, getting to share the same field, same locker room with one of the best to ever do it, and a guy that I've looked up to over the years.
One of the things that really stood out to me was what Coach Harbaugh said, and at the time I said Mr. Newsome had said Ozzie, was if you can't be yourself, we don't want you. And I really felt like they were saying, we don't want your best person forward. We want you, the good, the bad, and the indifferent. That really spoke to me. And then they said, hey, we're not gonna give you a spot. You have to earn it. It's like, for me, that's easy. That's I don't expect anything less out of myself.
I love him. I guess that's the best thing I can say. I love him as a person. I love him as a football player, certainly. Love being around him every single day. Can't wait to see him and talk to him. He's a guy that's been through things in his life that have shaped him and formed him in a way that's very genuine. What you see from Steve Smith is going to be real. There's no fake in Steve Smith. He's not afraid to be himself and to stand up for what he thinks is right. And if he makes a mistake, to say, hey, I messed up, but I'm going to be who I am.
It's just been fun, and it's just one of those things. I don't want to say a dream come true in a way that it puts a negative light on my past, but just there's things as you get older that you think about and that you value. And the Baltimore Ravens gave me that opportunity, and they also valued me. And so you can always go where you like or where you desire, but very few people get to go or get to choose where they want it.
3rd and 14. Flacco to throw. He's got Steve Smith Sr. open. Touchdown, Ravens! Welcome to Baltimore, Steve Smith Sr.
It's been unbelievable. Steve obviously goes out there and lets everybody know who he is on Sunday by his play. I think we've all been able to see it for many years, but to witness it firsthand here in Baltimore has been a great experience. And obviously to play alongside of him and be the one throwing the passes has been, been definitely a highlight of my career.
He plays each play like it's life or death, and when he does that and you see how he turns into a monster on the field, it's inspiring for me to look at that and see what an amazing player he is, and the crazy and magical things he does on the field. You're just like, how does he do that kind of stuff? And you have to raise your level of play to match that, and if you don't, he's not going to wait around for you.
Great job, bro. Great job. That's what make them play.
This is passion for the game, on and off the field. That's obviously the first thing that pop out. But he's smart. When he knows the defensive coverage, so he finds himself trying to give us advice too, playing defense and just the way he handles himself off the field. He's a great person, great man to be around. If you want to go to him about anything, he's always there. He's very open-minded. Even though he might look scary, he's easy to talk to.
I just want to take his mentality for the rest of my career. Very disrespectful, and I love it. It's great. You don't see a guy like Steve come around very often. I've never been around a guy like him, and I've been around some great players, great leaders. I've never been around a player like Steve Smith.
It was cool to actually have him as a teammate. Growing up, watching him play in the Super Bowl, watching all his little highlights, him talking trash. So actually being his teammate and being a friend is pretty humbling experience. I'm glad I can say when I get older, I played with Steve Smith. I'm friends with Steve Smith.
I told one of the guys here today, I came in here possibly making friends, and I walked out of here with lifetime friendships. And a lot of people don't get that. I've been blessed, and I'm very grateful, because it isn't like they dealt with me. They embraced me. They opened their homes up to me. They invited me to dinner. They introduced me to their wives, to their kids, and vice versa. And that means a lot. You can pay somebody a lot of money, but when you show them and introduce them to your most treasured possessions, your family, that's where you know.
He's one of a kind. For all the stuff he's done on the field, he's probably done more off the field, and I have so much respect and love and admiration for him. And someone I look up to that does it the right way on and off the field. Great husband, great dad. One of the true guys that all young kids should look up to.
It's been great, and I tell him all the time, I'm so happy I came here, just to experience this 1 year with a guy like him, with Steve Smith. There's only one guy, only one senior.
It's been hard the last week to pack up my place, and I said pack up my career in boxes, meaning, a game ball goes in a box. That means that game ball is going in a box. There's not gonna be any more game balls. There's not gonna be any more times where you get a redo. One of the coolest things where I felt like it was time is I'm sitting out at practice, and we're outside, and I'm like, man, and it was kind of windy, it was kind of cold, and I'm like, man. And I look up in the sun, the wind stops blowing, I look up in the sun and just shining, and I just feel this calmness. And it's like, man, look where you at. You're 37 years old, and you just out here running around with young men. So it's like, you know what? It's not gonna get any better than this,